New reporting from the Texas Newsroom reveals that the state is making a list of transgender Texans based off of driver's license data from DPS. Investigative reporter and editor Lauren McGahee from the Texas Newsroom broke this story yesterday. She's here to tell us exactly what she found. Lauren, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So talk to us about what kind of sparked you to even put in a request for this.
Sure. About a year ago in fall 2024, we actually broke the news that the state was no longer going to be allowing people to update the sex listed on their driver's license. And this mostly affects transgender people who want to make a change to what is on their license to match, especially how they're presenting publicly. So we broke that news. And then over the course of the last year, I've been trying to figure out how that policy has been implementing, how many people it's affecting. And there was an indication that data on people that still tried to make that change, even after the policy change, was going to be collected. And one of the biggest questions I kept getting from people was, are they making a list? Is there a list of transgender people who are still trying to update their driver's license that is in some state repository? And finally, I just went to DPS and asked, do you have a list? I filed a records request and I got a list. Over the course of the past year, they've gathered a list of about 110 people who have tried to update the sex on their driver's license against the state policy. The list we got didn't have names on it, but it had the dates that those requests were made.
And so I want to note that you also asked why.
Yes.
Why is this list? Why can we not just say no to people and keep it moving?
Right.
You didn't get an answer.
I didn't. I've sent questions to DPS. I've sent questions to statewide elected officials. And then I also tried to find the answer through records requests. I filed for memos, policy descriptions, email communications with the word transgender. And I got some records back, but none of them really answered the question of why are they keeping this list and what do they intend to do with it, if anything?
This obviously is causing concern among some people.
Yes, it is. We've seen a lot of state laws passed in recent years that restrict the rights of transgender people, including this year there were a couple of new laws passed about basically they codified this change they made into law. And then we also saw the bathroom bill, which has been debated for many years in the state, passed. So people who use a public restroom in a public building or park or a library, they should be using the restroom that matches their reproductive organs, is how it's phrased. And I think the concern among trans activists right now is how they're going to implement that. If people can't update their driver's licenses, are they going to be stopped and asked to present some form of identification before going into a restroom in a public building if they don't appear to be entering the right restroom based on their physical appearance?
One of the reasons why we have heard people, say that they want to make these changes to their driver's license is because they can face discrimination. Right? You may have someone, a transgender woman or transgender man, who goes out and has to give their driver's license to get into a location.
Right.
They feel like they can become a target. This is for their safety.
Right. And, I think something that maybe people don't understand is there are trans people moving through the world all the time that you aren't perceiving as trans, right? They have a passing privilege and you don't know they're trans. And so if they present an identification that says female and they look male, they have a beard, they try to go into a restroom and they're told you have to use the women's restroom, but you have a beard and appear to be a man, that can put them in a very uncomfortable situation, they say. And there have been instances in other states of violence being perpetrated against people who may look like they're entering the wrong restroom. And so there's a lot of questions open about how these new rules are going to be implemented and whether we might see any discomfort there locally.
We know you'll keep pushing for answers. Thank you for your time, Lauren.
You're welcome.